Hello, 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 hello. Dan the man, Cambria, Eloise, Selena, Franny, Brian. What is going on?
Hey guys.
Let me allow a bunch of autopilot recordings.
Hello.
How's everybody's day going so far?
Super.
The sun is a shining. That's a good thing.
How you feeling, Franny?
I'm still like a little under the weather. It's sucky. This cold thing is lasting way too long.
Oh, you're still sick?
Yeah, I feel like my head's gonna explode. It's not fun.
Oh,
Aiden dropping in. Okay,
Thanks,
we are
Russ.
11:02. We have a lot to cover today. Okay, so I want to jump in and get rolling. Today is going to be two major parts, okay, for you guys working with sellers. One, we're going to go over the worry-free listing, all the different commissions, okay, like the difference between a FAM transformation and what's just like some touch-up. Like maybe something doesn't even need a FAM transformation. It's just like a little touch-up. And then we have the entire 7-step seller discovery, okay, typed out, essentially word for word. Okay, this is a baseline script, as in you could read this script word for word, memorized in the house with a seller and get a listing. Okay, as you guys role play it more and more and you do more listing appointments, you're going to start to mix in some of your own language. Okay, and you'll start to get a lot more smooth at it. Okay, but this right here is your baseline, okay, to work off of. And you can confidently go in knowing like you can leave with a signed listing agreement. Okay. First thing I want to do, okay, is cover the worry-free listing. If you're okay with that, Franny, because I just know there's some people that may need to hop off, and I really want to make sure we get that covered. So in all of your guys' seller guides, okay, you're not your guides, I'm sorry, your guys' packets, okay, that you're picking up from Brett and Francis's house at the team meetings and whatnot, it has this paper inside called the worry-free listing. Okay, I know we take this out when we like drop off, just like a packet to a homeowner, like if we're not going to be there. But when you go to the house, this is extremely important for you guys to know because this is like what you cost as a professional. Okay, like it costs money to go to the doctor, it costs money to hire an attorney. Like all of these things, okay, cost money. Okay, so right here is where you know what all these different packages and all these different services that you add, like what they're going to cost the homeowner. Okay, and then what it's going to bring them benefit. So I'm going to let Francis, okay, cover this one with you guys, and I'll just move the slides along.
Hey guys. Okay, so basically, home sold by co-op, that has the buyer's commission in there as well. So what you want to do is kind of look in the neighborhood of wherever the home is. What are things going for? Is it 2%? Is it 2.5%? To see what you're going to have to offer. I mean, obviously we're not going to have that pretty soon. So it's going to be anywhere between usually 2 and 2.5% offering a co-op broker. So if it's the gold program, and you'll see what the difference is. Basically, the difference is between gold and platinum. And there's a checklist below. We'll get into it. But it's basically if there's staging involved, and if there's staging, and if there's a FAM transformation. So either or, like it depends on, that's why it's kind of base by base. If it's a $500,000 condo or it's a $5 million home, it's going to vary. So this is just kind of a baseline, you guys. Keeping it super simple, just 5% is not having staging, and it's not having the FAM transformation.
Sorry.
Any questions about that part? Okay. Do you want to go back up, Zach? Okay, so home sold by listing agent. That is like if me and Tristan partner. Basically, I'm on every deal with you guys on the listing side. But if it's Tristan's listing and Tristan brought a buyer, then there would be a 1% discount to the homeowner. So it would be 4%. It'd be 2% each side.
Francis, real quick on that. Both the listing agent and the buyer's agent absorb that discount. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, 2%, 2%. Yeah, so it'd just be kind of split in the middle. Home sold by you and we do the paperwork. So this honestly, guys, never happens. Barely ever, never actually in our
Never had
book.
it happen one time.
Yeah, so this is, but it makes a seller feel good. Hey, if you find the buyer and you want us just to do the paperwork, we'll do the paperwork for 1%. So say like a neighbor comes that didn't come to the open house or anything like that and was talking with them and say, hey, I just want you to do the paperwork. I've brought in the buyer. We'll do it for 1%. If it's a FAM transformation or staging involved, then it's 2%. But that never happens.
It is happening actually with one of Alyssa's, which is exactly why this option is available. She has a 3-peat deal going on, and the guy was just saying, hey, like, it's my brother. Like, I don't need an agent to sell it to my brother. Like, you just represent me on the buy side. Since she was able to step in and say, like, hey, like, I'll just handle everything to make sure it's a super clean transaction. You guys, it's essentially being a listing coordinator, is what it's being, or sorry, a transaction coordinator, right there. And get a 1%, on there instead of nothing. So it comes handy, you're in there, and it makes them feel really good that like you're showing them that you're just trying to get paid for your efforts. Like you're like based off the level of effort that you're putting into the sale, is kind of where, how you're getting paid there. It makes them feel really good.
So cancellation on the gold side, if no pictures have been ordered, you guys, or like something happens, if we haven't invested any money, of course we'll cancel for zero money. But if we paid for photos or if we put any money out, we just want to be reimbursed for that to happen. And Brett needs to update it. It's 1,000 on platinum because usually pictures and video and all that is 1,000, to get that whole thing started. If the pictures were ordered, because that's almost what it's cost for pictures. So that, if that makes sense, but if not, you guys can explain to them, hey, if we haven't invested any money or any marketing, we won't charge you that fee. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
Okay. And jump in if you have questions as we're going through this.
So like this is just really, if you guys have questions, it is the time to ask.
Yeah.
Just because Francis is here available, like right now to answer them on the spot. And there may be other people in here that have the same question,
So we eat the cost of photos. It's ours. We pay for that.
No. So if they cancel and don't give us the opportunity to list a home and we paid for photos, we're going to charge them $1,000.
Okay. But ultimately they're paying for photos at close of escrow.
No. This is if they cancel. See cancellation?
Sure. I'm just saying overall at the end of the, close of escrow, who is paying for photos?
We are. It's included in our percentage.
Okay. Got it.
This is only cancellation.
Got
it. Everything else you guys see on here is just part of them, like part of the commission they're giving us. So if you can see here, so I'm just going to say 5%. Okay. We're going to go with a normal listing. It goes on market. Vince lists the home and another agent from like Coldwell Banker, brings him a client. Okay. Or sorry, brings the buyer. So that would just be a 5% listing. Okay. 2.5 to us, 2.5 to the buyer's agent. And everything that you see here, photos, all the marketing, all the ads that we're doing, all the tangible printouts, all of that stuff is covered by our commission. Okay. We're not charging the homeowner like outside of outside of our commission for any of that.
And Brett should have check boxes on Facebook, all that marketing. I don't know why there's check boxes not there, but that should all be check boxed as well. The Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, reverse targeting, all that.
It is the demographic internet targeting is what's marked.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we can add check marks here, no problem, you guys, just to make that more clear, but it is included in both right here.
Okay, perfect.
I'll add some check marks.
So got a question. So the cost of $1,000, it doesn't matter what size of the home or it varies depending on the size of the home.
That's only cancellation, you guys. So if they cancel and we've already invested, we probably invested marketing, like started marketing and whatever, just for your time. Photos are probably 700. So there's an extra 300 bucks there. But if they cancel and we've already ordered photos and started that process, it's $1,000. Does that make sense? Only for the cancellation.
So this is the only time that they'd pay that is if they signed an agreement with us, Jared went out and took all the photos and video, and then let's say 3 days later, they came back, we didn't even get to go on market or try to sell it, and they were like, hey, no, we want to cancel, we don't want to do this anymore. Then they would be responsible for $1,000. Outside of that, like outside of them literally canceling you as being their agent, they do not pay that $1,000. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, cool.
Does it not make sense to anybody?
Yeah, I guess that's a better question. Sorry.
Because I
Cool.
can't see
I want to
everybody.
make sure you
Okay.
guys have that clear.
And please speak up if you guys aren't understanding. I want you to hone in on this, and like if you don't understand, it's okay. Just say so we can explain it better if we're not explaining it properly. So all of this is included. The follow me ads, that's reverse target marketing, professional staging consultation, digital staging for vacant properties. Usually we don't really do virtually staging. We usually just do regular staging, but we put that in there if they want it as an option. And then the FAM transformation. So we'll get into the FAM transformation later, which a lot of you have questions about. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but that would be on the platinum side of the agreement.
So the gold doesn't do Facebook advertising, Instagram, TikTok, and reverse.
It does. See, we have to check that box off. Exactly.
Okay.
It's a little confusing. Yeah,
Yeah.
all that will be checked moving forward because it says demographic internet targeting at the top, but it's all of that. We do all that advertising.
That's what I thought.
Hold on.
Brett will fix
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we'll make it more clear. No, Brett will add. Brett, I think he just hopped on. Brett, if you could add some check marks, please. The Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, TikTok, Google, and reverse. It's checked at the top, you guys, right here. If you can see it, like it goes straight across. And this is like a drop down.
Could
So
we
I circled
also
it right
put a
here just so you
header at the top here that would continue from the other side?
Oh, that's a great idea, Tristan. Yeah.
And
They've
just,
got that?
just so you, whoa, what's going on here?
Yep.
we
No, I
go.
got those. I'll have them both done
Oh,
before you
it's
guys.
there, actually. We just have to delete this spot.
Well, so Tristan, can you see the screen right now?
Yeah, me and Steph are in the office right now, and so we're watching on the big screen.
Oh, you're looking at the TV. Okay, I was like, you're just really.
That's why I look weird because we're looking at the TV.
Yeah. So this it's going to be shortened, but
Okay,
this
great.
we were talking about yesterday. This will be,
Yeah.
the gap will be filled, but before, it had the commissions coming down here and then again right here. at the-
Okay.
So
I
this
don't
one-
know what that is. That
We're
gap's
just
not on
deleting
my.
it, babe. We deleted because the commissions were twice on there, so we just had it all in one place because it was redundant and it was different. So we just we didn't touch it. We want you to be able to make it pretty, so we just deleted the words.
Real quick too, also just coming back to this cancellation, it's $1,000 on both packages. That's correct?
Only if pictures were ordered.
Correct.
So obviously you don't want to be out of pocket, right? If
Right.
pictures
Until I
were
get
ordered,
that.
they
It just
signed an
doesn't change
agreement.
though from
Yeah.
gold to platinum.
We're not that team where we're going to hold you to a contract if things change or whatever, but obviously we don't want to be out of pocket for things that, for photos, and we probably already started marketing and all of that. So Jared's not cheap, so
You guys, and it kind of like
that's only that's why we put only if photos were ordered, so that they understand like, hey, if we didn't put any money out, you don't pay anything to cancel. But if we invested in photos and maybe started the marketing, like it's going to be $1,000.
you guys, the big one there is like, remember, obviously, like, let's say they're freaking someone who lived in the house died, or like, who knows, like, if there was some mega, like, really big deal, that would be a variable situation. We can talk with them about it. You know what I mean? Or if they run into like a really hard time, I don't know, like whatever, like there's variable situations where if you're like, my client, like literally can't pay it, or, what, like something out of this kind of world happened, like just talk to Franny, shoot her a text or give her a call. Like we're always happy to like work with people if the situation really calls for it, but just know like this is your standard, so this is just a standard that you're setting.
And I've never had something really canceled to where you ordered pictures. Usually when you order pictures, you're at that point, you're moving forward.
Yeah, pretty rare they're going to cancel before you go on market. Yeah, for that would be.
And then they know they're serious. Hey, I'm ordering pictures. Everything good? We're moving forward.
Yeah.
So I think we're good on this part.
Are there any questions about this page, guys? Like I said, the reason we're spending so much time on it is just really important. Brett, can this get updated, please, to match what it says down below?
Yeah, what do you want me to update it? I don't know what it says down below.
These will just both be $1,000.
Perfect.
And then cancellation if pictures were ordered, please, next to that. The same as right here.
Bam. You guys, so it's just really important. Like this is like when you go in and you're saying, hey, here's all this really cool stuff that I offer. You guys don't do it for free. You guys are way too good to do that. So it's really important that you know, like strategically, cool, if I'm going to be managing an entire like rehab project for this person, you know, like putting all this time in that's going to keep me away from other sellers and getting more business, like it's important that my time is valued properly there, aka a platinum listing. You know, like if they're doing this like whole fam transformation and you're going to be like ordering painters and be there like every few days to check up on things, and like it's a lot of extra time, you know, that's going in, you know, to the listing process. And so that's why like it's important that you get that extra boost. You know, you're not charging for, like, if we're putting money into their house, they're not paying for like an interest fee on money. They're not paying for the fee of like the money itself. They're paying for the management. They're paying for all the time that's going into you managing this project. You know,
Hey, can I request something? Could you just keep cancellation at 0 and 0 on the front, and then put it with the you know, if you ordered photographs on page 2.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I like that.
So if the photos were ordered, but they weren't taken, they still have that cancellation fee?
no, we don't pay for the photos unless they get taken, right, Brittany?
Yeah.
Because it says ordered on there, so they, I don't know, in case someone asks.
Okay, so we can change this to taken or done, like if photos were done. Completed, there we go, that's like a
Completed, yeah.
if photos were completed.
You got it, babe?
I'm keeping track, writing down my notepad too.
Okay. All
Got
right.
it.
No, yeah, you can.
I was doing the other ones. Those are done. This one's the last one.
Thank you. Okay, we're good.
Cool.
Any
Okay.
questions on this before we move on? Everybody's clear, understands it, good to go? Okay, awesome.
Can you repeat them all in like 1 second really fast so I make sure I have mine? I had $1,000 completed at the top.
Yep.
Only if pictures were completed.
And that's, so you want me to write that after cancellation?
Yeah, you can see it right here, Brett, on the second page, cancellation.
But do you want me to write that up top too?
Yeah, we will, everywhere that it's canceled, they should probably say photos completed.
Got it.
But BB had a good point on the front part, put 0 cancellation, and then on this part, put only a so like at the initial glance, it's like no cancellation, but, or should they match?
I think they should match personally.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Well, we tell them there's no cancellation fee, and then it says there's $1,000 cancellation fee. So I think it should say 0 there, and then if you look into it further, yes, if the pictures were ordered, then it was $1,000.
We don't say that there's no cancellation fee. We just say you can cancel at any time. Right there, cancel anytime. It doesn't say anything about a fee. It just says you can cancel anytime.
Trying to think our guide.
Well, I have different information
In here or in the guide?
in the guide.
Awesome. I'll look at it.
Cool. So you guys, once again, only if tangibles. Think that word. You guys, this is if we don't get a chance to sell it. You guys, like if we take all these photos and do all these tangibles and we don't get to go on market and they cancel, that's $1,000. If we got like 4 months to try to sell this thing and like we couldn't sell it for some reason, that's a different story.
Yeah.
We're talking about, just so everybody's clear. So Dan, you sign a listing agreement with me as your agent. I order Jared and I order Shannon and all these things to happen. Photos are completed. Okay, we've paid the photographer. Shannon's been spending her time making all these flyers and everything. And then Dan, you come to me and go, hey, Zach, you know what? I don't want to go on market anymore. Cool. There is $1,000 cancellation because we didn't even get to do our job.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Where you guys, if we literally just couldn't sell it, like we couldn't do our job right, that's a different story. Like if they gave us 3 months or 2 months, like to sell this thing and we couldn't, that's different. Okay, so that's that big difference. Does everyone understand that this is, you know, if we don't get a chance to try to sell the home? Brian, are you still there? Did you walk away?
He's not in a seat.
Okay,
And
sounds good.
just so we're clear, guys, I'm looking at worry free listing on the guide and I do not see, I just see canceling time, minute to minute listing agreement. It doesn't say anything about no fee or anything. I can add it in there if you guys want me to.
No,
No, because
Brian.
Okay, cool.
I swear I saw that somewhere, or Zach.
It's
were
okay.
we
It's
talking
okay. If
about
you do
that?
see it, it's possible. It's possible. Just let me know if you see it again and I'll fix it.
Brian, you walked away though when I just explained like the most
No,
important.
I was listening. I just
Okay.
wasn't in front of you.
Okay, that's fine. I was just asking there earlier. Like, cool. Because that's the most important part. If we get to try to sell it, then yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I don't think this is that big of a deal. I just was saying, like, you know, just so we don't like scare people away and make them think that anyway, it doesn't matter. I think this is fine the way it is.
Cool. Okay, so does this part right here, like what you guys, you know, are working with a homeowner wise, commission wise, does this all make sense here? If it doesn't make sense, please raise your hand. Sick. Okay,
And
hold on.
everybody should read through it, like no pressure presentation. We show you all offers from all buyers. You're never pressured to accept an offer. No advance fee of any kind. You only pay if we procure an offer that is acceptable to you. Cancel anytime listing. You can cancel your listing at any time. Buyer incentive program. If the seller, you guys, is buying another property, we give them a 0.5% discount on their purchase. So when they buy a property, there's a 0.5% that we give back to them, which is very reasonable.
And that's on their buy side.
Yeah, on the buy side.
Does not include the home sold by you option. You can't sell the home by yourself for 1%. And then also get
Quick question,
That's only on the buy side, right? It's not on the sale.
Yeah, because what if they
Right?
don't buy? There's no
Exactly.
there's no like what if they decide not to buy? Then you're lost out at 0.5%. So that's on their purchase that you'll give them a credit.
would it be a better term to say home sold with co-op broker with everything going? Like instead of by the co-op, it's with the co-op because we're cooperating.
that's a
I
good,
feel like-
Yeah.
I like that language.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Baby, got it?
I'll write it down.
You want to
Okay, if I
refresh
can-
this really quick? If you
Can I-
refresh this page,
Oh,
Zach,
sorry.
it should.
I'm wondering if it just displaying it would be a little different because it's like one big box of all the information, which is great. But then I think all the other little lines make it a little bit, I just don't know if there's like a different format that would aesthetically work better. That's just an idea.
We could probably
And-
put this part at the end, the no pressure present, all that at the end, so it's still the box the whole way through. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe just play with like I don't know. I'll think about it and get back to you.
Talk with Brett. You know, if
Okay.
he's the designer.
Yeah.
You guys, but like this is like we've shown this to a lot of homeowners.
Yeah.
They're looking at you most of the time, as long as you're pointing, you can't give them a piece of paper and say, hey, and then just start talking. Like I physically have my pen out going like, great, home sold with, I like that. Home sold with co-op broker, like another agent on there, okay, is blank. Home sold by me and the buyer represented by me, bam, is blank. Like I physically walk them through that though, step by step. And then we have it all scripted out this page as part of your script. So you have how I typically explain it. I don't go through all of these. I literally say this right here shows everything that we just covered. Okay, I don't like dive down. I'm telling them like, hey, all that stuff you're seeing right there is literally what we just spent the last 30 minutes, you know, talking about.
And you guys, if one thing I do want to bring up, if they only need like a partial stage, like for example, Tristan's Cypress, we just brought in a couple things and like they already had furniture there. What I like to do is, hey, we'll include platinum basically for the gold price. Like you're giving them something. It's like we don't have to bring that much stuff in. So it's really case by case. If it's a full staging is expensive, you guys. So there's that.
Yeah, you guys, if they need like a few plants around the house, you know, some stuff like that, you know, that's not a full, you know, they don't need a full stager, you know, something. And it goes the same with the FAM transformation. You know, you guys, if they just need like a new light fixture, some light switches, maybe like some light paint touch up, like very minor things that we'd consider just being listing ready. Okay, that's not a
I
thing.
created the list, Zach.
Oh,
We-
perfect. Do you want me to let you share?
Well, we'll get when we get to FAM transformation, I'll show
Okay,
them.
cool. Okay, we'll go over the difference with you guys on the FAM transformation. So let's dive in. Okay, we spent some time on that. This is recorded, so you guys can go back to it as well. Let's go over to your guys' actual 7-step seller, okay, meeting script. Okay, so this is lined out to follow your guys' seller guide. Okay, this guy right here. So if you're doing a Zoom or a digital presentation, you'd be sharing your screen with the guide. And if you're there in person at the house, you'd have your seller packet out with you. Okay. Dan the man, are you ready to sell your home?
Sure, Zach.
Okay, we're not going to do like a full-on deep role play on this because I want to make sure that we have a little section to talk, but I want to at least get like a back and forth. And we're going to do just section by section. Okay, so then that way you guys can ask questions. Okay, and I'll even show you like where we're at, on the guide with it. So let me drag this guy out. Okay, and we can literally just look at the guide and go along with the script. Okay, once again, this is your guys's like perfect baseline. The more you guys practice this and role play it, you're gonna get like crazy good, okay, at it. But this is at least what like I have a listing appointment this weekend and I need to go talk with a seller. Like this is getting you a listing, okay? Okay, over here and then delete all this stuff out of the way. Okay, can everybody see the script and then also see the page of the guide?
Yeah.
Nice, look at me. Okay, first thing we do, okay, when we come in the property is we tour the property. Okay, nobody likes to just get like right down to paperwork right off the bat. Okay, it's really nice to have that 10-minute period, okay, where you're walking around the house and just building rapport. Okay, you're getting loose, they're getting comfortable with you being in their home. This is like a really important part, okay, of what you guys are doing. So Dan, thank you for having me over today. Okay, I'm very clear that there are many options, okay, when it comes to agents, and I'm looking forward to meeting. Oh, that's your confirmation. Sorry. Would you mind giving me a quick tour around the home?
Sure.
Awesome. We look around. Oh my God, Dan, is that a photo of your kids?
Yep.
Oh my God, is that you surfing? Where is that?
It's Pipeline.
Wow, you've been to Pipeline?
Yep.
That's awesome. I surf Jaws. I can't believe you surf Pipeline.
Wow.
Awesome. Dan, thank you for taking me to show the home. It's fantastic. Your Pipeline photo is crazy. Why don't we sit at the kitchen table so we have enough room to lay everything out, okay?
Perfect. Come over here.
Yeah, let's talk about what options you have, okay, in the blueprint to successfully sell your home and accomplish your goal. Sound good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, we're moving on to part 2. So does everybody just get that in section 1, what you're doing is touring the home? Okay, don't make it like a 2-minute walk around, like walk in all the rooms, ask them about stuff. Like, awesome, when was this bathroom redone? Like, just pick things out, ask them about things, photos, all these different things you can think of. Okay, this is where you're really getting them to talk. And when you sit down at the table, you guys are just super connected, okay?
And real quick, you guys, when you're going around the house, even if there's a terrible room or a terrible color, like try to be mindful, like that might be their favorite color. That might be, like you're just going around the house. It's all positive at that moment. You can make suggestions of what might be beneficial, later. But right now you're just doing the walkthrough with them. You're giving them compliments. You're with them. You're connecting with them. You're pointing out things. It's all positive. You're connecting with them. So just remember, like that whole intention is kind of getting to know them. Like if there's any upgrades, oh, when do you do the upgrades? Because you can't imagine how many times like I've learned where it's like you don't want to say something about something because that's their favorite thing in the house and it's like hideous, right, to you. So just be mindful of that when you guys are walking through the house with them and you're just getting connected with them.
Like the Jesus painting?
I was gonna say, we learned that the hard way with a client who had a Jesus mural painted on her wall. not happy when we said to cover it. Okay, you guys, step number 2, we are not inside the guide yet. Okay, step number 2 is now like, awesome, let me confirm I have everything correct. Okay, so Dan, let's quickly take a moment, okay, and just review some of the questions I asked you over the phone. Okay, so
Yeah, sounds good.
last we talked, so you're selling this because you want to downsize into a condo closer to Oceanside, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then last we spoke, your goal timeline was, you want to be inside the condo within about 60 days.
Yep.
Okay, and then you're going to be leaving town in 3 weeks. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, great. And then Dan, is there anything that you want to tell me just about your schedule or anything that we haven't covered, that you feel like you need to tell me about the home?
I'm pretty flexible.
Awesome. Well, thank you for confirming everything. Okay, I have a great idea of what your goals are. Did you have the opportunity to review the email I sent you regarding our team, our track record of success, and what we do to aggressively actively market your home?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Nice. Just so you guys know, that email is called the Why FAM. That email is what gets sent out right before you go to the house. And it's essentially just a bragging email. It shows them a bunch of cool stuff, a bunch of cool videos, okay, etc. Okay, Dan, great. I'd like to make sure you have a basic understanding, okay, of who we are before I walk you through all the exciting stuff. I've created a custom blueprint for the sale of your home, okay, to accomplish 1, getting you closer to Oceanside, handling the entire thing while you're out of town, okay, and making it an extremely smooth transaction for you, okay? Okay, you guys, we open up, you pull out your guide, we're on to our first page, okay, which is walking them through who is FAM, okay, and it's just these first few pages about EXP, why work with us, and the team. I keep these pages extremely simple, okay? This is my business partner and team leader, Francis, okay? Kimberly, she is our listing coordinator, okay? She's handling everything on the back end. Shannon Fox, making sure all the ads get out. I brush through it, okay? I'm not gonna go through like a 10-minute life story on Shannon having dogs and where she lives and, where she's born and all that, okay? So keep this page a breeze. Why work with FAM? Okay, I personally don't just read through every single one of these out to them. Okay, as you're sitting here talking about who all these people are and whatnot, they're reading these screens. Okay, that's what happens when you're doing the presentation, especially if it's virtual over the computer. They're standing here scanning while you're talking. So you don't need to say every single thing, okay, that's on these pages. They're going to download it naturally on their own as they're looking at it. So they're going to see the big bold letters of unmatched success rate, digital marketing mastery, no commitment, freedom to change, expensive network, negotiation excellence. Like they're going to see those as you're just scrolling through. Okay. About our brokerage. There is one line on here that I love to use. Okay. And it's really the main thing I cover about our brokerage. Okay. I go, we're with the XP. Okay. The brokerage. We are number 1. Okay. In sides. And so what that means is we have 90,000 other agents that are extremely motivated to put together a deal. Okay, so what this does is connect us with a network of lots of experienced agents that are now trying their hardest to try and produce a buyer for your home. Okay, and I move on. AKA, our brokerage is the top, okay, in production and sides. So that means there's 90,000 other agents that are the top in sides that are now trying to bring a buyer to your home. That's that picture that I'm trying to paint there. Okay. Any questions about those slides, which is just the about our brokerage, why work with FAM, and the meet your listing team. It's just that brief overview. Okay. Works for me. Presenting our marketing proposal. Okay. Dan, the old school way to sell a home is use the 3P marketing plan. Do you know what that is by chance?
No.
Okay, so that is put a property on the MLS, put a sign in the front yard, and pray that it sells quickly. Okay.
No.
And there's what my team and I do. Okay, and we actively market your home with our proven strategies that we've used to achieve successful sales for our clients. You're definitely going to see the difference. Okay.
Perfect.
Dan, how important do you believe the pictures and videos of your homes, and driving interest that buyers have? How important do you think that is?
I think it's huge.
Okay, great answer. The math actually shows that professional photography sells 32% faster, okay, than your average home on market. Homes with aerial videos, you know, like the cool drone videos flying around, those go 68% faster. Okay. Homes with just that have videos over just photos in generals, okay, get 403% more inquiries than those without them. Okay. Dan, based on the pictures and online tours, potential buyers are going to be determining the value of your home compared to the other homes that they're going to be seeing in their searches. Okay. Simple phone photos or using low quality photography just doesn't work. Okay. We have a professional in-house photographer that specializes in bringing out all the best features of your home and having it stand out from all the competition. Okay, he's going to come in and handle all the photos, all the videos, the drone footage of the home, and make it extremely smooth for you. Okay.
Do I need to be there?
You do not need to be there. He can actually handle everything on his own.
Cool.
Okay. Any questions about photos, Dan?
No, it sounds like you guys have it dialed in.
Cool. You guys, if I'm on my computer, I jump to like a video or one of our past listings. Like, why not show off?
Did you, Zach,
Oh, sorry, Kathy. I accidentally just muted you because I didn't know you were trying to talk.
did you say we didn't have to be there for photos?
No, no, like him, the owner doesn't have to be there for photos.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. You guys, I highly suggest that you were there for your listing photos in case there's things out of place, but like you don't like technically have to be. Like Jared can go to a property, you know, and do it without us there. But if it was my listing, I would like to be there and look around and make sure there's not like
And
a towel laying on the bed because Jared
get there early.
Yeah. Jared,
to make sure it's ready.
Jared is not a house cleaner.
Yeah, I
guys.
learned my lesson.
Kathy.
Jared is not going to go clean the house and move chairs around and put away towels and toothbrushes. That's not his job. His job is to show up and take really good photos. So, you know, if you have a listing coming up, I highly suggest getting there 15, 20, 30 minutes early and just making sure you're happy, you know, with the way that it's about to go out, you know, to the world. Okay.
So Zach, I got a question for you.
Yes.
So are you going to come by and help me, you know, like get my house organized or tell me what should be in photos or shouldn't?
I thought you meant as an agent, Dan, my bad.
Oh, no.
I thought you meant like with the listing presentation.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan, of course. It's actually part of our pre-marketing checklist. Okay, is where you and me will walk through the home and we're going to go over one, if any changes need to be made, you know, and what they are. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next page here. Sorry, it's being a little glitchy. Okay, Dan, right here. Okay, we have our pre-marketing checklist. Okay, so here's a quick look at what we see on our end, okay, before marketing your home to ensure that it has the smoothest results possible. Okay, from the appointment that we're at right here, okay, all the way to the first showing, you're going to see all the steps on this page. Okay, so all the listing photography, the tours, all our fancy sizzle videos, okay, that are grabbing attention online. And then that also includes all the tangibles, okay, brochures, postcards, signs, and okay. Dan, this is where things start to get exciting. Okay. Do you believe that proper marketing on all of the social media channels is a critical part of creating exposure for the home?
Yeah.
Okay. You are right. In fact, the average person spends 3 to 4 hours on social media. So we'll be posting your home as one of the spotlight listings, okay, to all of our different audiences that we have across the nation. Okay. The key here is not to aim for views, but to create call-ins for the home. Okay. This is done with understanding how to put the home in front of consumers actually looking to buy in your area, and then including strong calls to action to create that activity. Okay. Google plays an extremely large role in this for us. Okay. They're the data aggregator of the world. And with proper campaigns on your home, okay, you're going to appear right in front of potential buyers on any site instead of just Zillow, Realtor, you know, Instagram, etc. Okay, this is going to increase exposure and brings the right buyers to the table. Are you familiar, Dan, with the differences between passive and active marketing strategies?
I have no clue.
Okay, that's a good answer. So passive, okay, would be online marketing signs in the yard, okay, basic flyers, maybe being dropped around, okay. Active marketing is physically calling other homeowners and agents, okay, knocking doors, using our 3-day blitz to follow up with all the buyers from the open house, okay. We have found the real recipe for success here is a mix of both. Ads are great, but door knocking 100 doors, passing out tangible flyers, and dropping 3,000 voicemails to surrounding areas, this creates a tidal wave of activity for your home. Dan, do you think it's important to get as many people as possible through your home?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, you were right. Okay, any question you guys about, sorry, I just skipped the page, about this FAM marketing action plan? Essentially what you have here at the top is the assets, aka what are we marketing? Photos, videos, flyers, property, all these different things there. Down below is how we are marketing it. So if we have this video now of the property, how are we putting it out to the world? So that's what this page shows them if they sit there and really read it. And what we're really focusing on here is the exciting stuff. Hey, Dan, I don't want views for your home. I want call-ins. I want to place your home in front of people who are already looking to buy a home, not people who are just scrolling on Facebook in their bed. Okay, that's my goal with who I need to bring in the front door of your home. That's going to make it like, that's what we're painting here, okay, on Google versus just Facebook and just Instagram. Okay.
And you guys, before he continues, listen how slow he's reading and pausing and reflection. So practice this over and over and over, you guys. But if you're doing it on a Zoom, just go really, really slow. People, I have a default of talking fast. Me and Brett both do. But how Zach explains things, he slows down. He has different tonalities. So as he's talking, read the script and practice like how slow he's going when he's reading.
The best thing you guys could do for yourself on this is to either one, you could book a time with me, or you could just do it on your own Zoom, is do one of these on Zoom, record it, and just go back and listen to it. And you'll be like, wow, okay, this, that, like you'll change a lot of things, okay, after your first few times listening to it. Okay, moving on to our next page. Oh, sorry, same page here. I need to shorten the font, okay, on there. Dan, I'm 100% confident, okay, that when we combine strategic passive marketing with powerful active marketing, we will find the right buyer for your home, okay? So can we agree that you definitely want an aggressive marketing plan for your home?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Glad we could agree on that. Dan, what you're gonna see here, okay, is actually an overview of the seller transaction. Have you seen what the entire transaction of a seller looks like before?
No, not really.
Okay, well, this is a really simple overview, okay, for you to look at. I like to call this our roadmap. Okay, so we're currently here, okay, and our goal is to be down here, okay, where you're enjoying your higher quality of life. Okay, so step one, we have our seller meeting. Okay, we're gonna talk and agree on a price. Okay, we're gonna have all of our pre-market prep we talked about. We're gonna get in offers, negotiate the highest one possible. Then we'll get into inspections, home appraisals, and then we're gonna be prepping for closing, okay? That time we will do our final walkthrough. We will then move on to closing day, and you're on enjoying your next chapter. Okay, Dan, do you have any questions about any parts of the transaction here?
No, not right now. I'm sure I will though.
Okay, makes sense. Dan, so timing, okay? Whoa, sorry. Timing, okay, and the mind of a buyer are extremely important to understand with the sale of the home. Would you agree?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I'm curious, what have you heard occurring in the last 90 days with the real estate market here in Oceanside?
I just hear the market's like pretty tight. A lot of people are not able to buy homes.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely at a little bit of low inventory right now. Okay. Let me share with you the reality, okay, of what's occurring in your local market right now. Okay. There is 112 homes currently for sale, okay, in Oceanside. Okay. There's only about 60 of those that are single family homes. Okay. Now, how many of those single family homes have a pool? Okay. There's only 2, okay, on market that have a pool. The average days on market, okay, for those properties in Oceanside right now is about 12 days. Okay, currently on market, they're listed at about 1.5. Okay, and the last ones that closed at 1.45. Okay, Dan, do you know supply and demand? Do you know how supply and demand works?
A little bit.
Okay, of course you do. So if supply is low and demand is high, what impact would you say that has on our prices?
I'd say prices would be higher.
Okay, so what about if demand was low and supply is high? What impact do you think that would have?
Prices lower.
Okay, so based upon the data, that I just showed you, what type of market do you believe we're in? High supply, low demand, or low supply, high demand?
High supply, low demand.
Okay, no, high supply, low demand.
No, I'm sorry. Low supply, high demand.
You're good. I thought so. Awesome. Dan, you are right. Okay. Now, moving on to the psychology of a buyer. Okay. If we price your home too high, okay, they're going to walk around looking at all the negative reasons to want to offer less. Okay. If we price correctly, they're looking for all the positive reasons to want to offer more. Okay. What happens is they gain an emotional attachment to the property, and that's where your extremely strong offers come from. Okay. We really want a strong offer for your home, right, Dan?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to show you our worry-free listing here. Okay. Here are a few easy ways, okay, that we create a smooth transaction for our clients. Okay. The first one that I like to talk about is our minute-to-minute listing agreement. Okay. What this means is we don't believe in tying our clients, okay, to very lengthy contracts. Okay. All of our agreements are minute to minute, which means you can cancel at any time if you feel that we're not serving you to the highest standard. Okay. So Dan, there's no, oh, you're trapped here. If at any time, you think that we're not stepping up to the plate, okay, that we just laid out for you, you can cancel that right off the bat. Does that make sense to you, Dan?
Yeah, I think you guys are going to knock it out of the park, though.
I'm 100% confident in knocking it out of the park. Dan, for your property, I would like to cover, okay, our FAM transformation just a little bit. Okay, it's a really cool program that a lot of my clients really love. This is where we can come in and actually boost the equity of the home by paying for certain upgrades out of our own pocket. Okay, so this is going to ensure that you receive the most value for the equity, and you can walk away with as much in your pocket as humanly possible. Okay, so once we get to the end here, I'll go through our checklist with you and we can talk a little bit more about it. Okay.
Will you do my ADU?
Yeah, of course. Oh, build like an ADU from the ground up?
No, the ADU I haven't showed you back in the backyard.
Yeah, you haven't showed me an ADU. I would love to see your ADU.
Yeah, it's kind of dated.
Yeah, so that would be a perfect example, Dan. If you want to take me back there and look at it afterwards, maybe I can look at it and tell you, hey, we can get a fresh coat of paint, maybe some new flooring in there, redo the bathroom a bit, and it may, really boost the equity of your home. What happens though is you just want to be very strategic, okay, about where the upgrades are happening. Not all upgrades boost the equity of your home. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so what would I owe you?
So you don't owe us anything, okay, there. And I'll actually go through all the options you have down here at the bottom just to make it extremely clear for you.
Okay.
We're going to go over both options, okay?
And you guys, really quick, if their home is perfect and they don't need any work, obviously you're not going to go over the FAM transformation. You go over it super quick. Like, this is our FAM transformation. If you guys needed paint or flooring or anything, but your home is perfect, we don't have to do a FAM transformation. Like, give them props. Like, if there needs nothing to be done, you don't have to go over this section.
If you guys push someone on a FAM transformation that doesn't want one, they're thinking that you're saying their house looks like shit. It's just how they're going to take it. So if they seem excited about it and they
No comment.
yeah, if you need one, like if it needs one, great. Or if they think they need one, great. We're doing this amazing. But if they're like in love with their home and you can like, they don't want to change anything and all this stuff, and it also just doesn't really need it that much, don't talk about this for 30 minutes as this big value add in this show off, because their situation is not. Does that make sense?
Or if they want to sell it. I'm sorry, Zach, go ahead.
I was saying it's situational value. Like a FAM transformation is not valuable to everybody. Okay, so if we are trying to sell it to somebody who like doesn't even care 1% about a FAM transformation, it's not, they're just sitting there kind of going, why are you deep diving me on this? So if they need one, what I do is I tell a story, okay, about one of our past FAM transformations. I have it right here for you guys. Skim the list, and then just, oh, sorry, I just scrolled down. Okay, if it pertains to them, tell a story of a FAM transformation. That is your easiest way to sell this program, okay, and provide it to your clients. Yeah, we had this client in Encinitas, okay, he had to move for medical treatments, and he just couldn't afford it. So what we did was we stepped in, we put about 100 grand into his house. His house was originally comped at about 1.3. Okay, we stepped in and managed the entire project from beginning to end. And about 30 days later, he was in escrow for over 1.8 million.
Wow.
Okay, so just like that, we were able to get him the extra equity in his pocket and get him in his move to afford his medical treatments. Okay, so that's a situation where, like, bam, it made sense. That was a full-blown remodel, like top to bottom. That was where it was a deck, really, is what it was.
And some people, you guys, are not going to want to do anything. So
Yeah.
just really listen, like listen for what they want. These are just options.
I do
And
not
how I
cover-
like to
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. How I like to say, usually people say, how much am I going to get back for my money? Like if we put up, say we put up 25,000, we're going to try and get you 3 to 4 times your money is the goal back.
If you guys want to write that down, that's really good math for you to have. Okay.
Like for Pascali, we put about almost 30 grand into it and we got over like 125,000 extra. So we over, you know, if you want to say double money, you know, double it and then supersede their expectations, you can do that as well. But it just kind of gives you like a little bit of a understanding. Hey, we're going to put up the money, but you're making money, you know, by double, tripling, even quadrupling it. Like with this one in Encinitas, we 4 times his 100,000. We made him a lot of money.
Crazy. That was a wild one. Okay. I do not cover the instant offer program if it does not pertain to them, guys. If I'm sitting in this house with this person who wants top dollar for their home, I'm not going to walk them through how an investor can buy their house. Okay. The only time I cover this page is if it's needed, or if the person owns multiple properties and they potentially have some out of state that they also want to sell, as in like cheap condos, rental properties, maybe stuff like that. You know, if they need some extra money for a purchase, like then we can say, hey, maybe one of our investors can make you a good offer on your condo that's out there, yada, yada. But outside of that, I do not spend time on this page, okay, unless it's needed. Okay, Dan, out of what we've covered so far, Dan, is there anything that stands out to you?
No, I mean, everything sounds awesome.
Okay, I love it. So here's a quick overview, okay, of what we talked about a little bit earlier in the marketing, okay? So the professional photos, okay, virtual video tour, okay, it needs to get its own site. We need to get the e-blast out, okay, all of the postcards, okay, going out, our mega open house running, all of the targeted ads, those are going to start going, okay? And then we need to get going on the FAM transformation. We'll bring in the contractor, okay, and we'll start making the minor adjustments to your house, okay? You guys, what I'm doing there is all I'm doing, people's brains are, what they do is they pay attention in a U, okay? Same thing's gonna happen with you guys on here. You really, really walk away remembering the beginning and the end. And this is for everything. This is if we go to like an EXP conference, you could go to a Tony Robbins event. You're gonna remember the beginning and the end. Okay, that's what's really gonna stand out. So what we're doing is taking all this really cool stuff that we talked about in the beginning, and we're continuing to place it, okay, as we're getting closer to the end. So it stays in their mind. If we don't talk about it again, okay, what we talked about in the beginning, they're not even thinking about it. It's not even in their brain. Does that make sense to everyone? So this is essentially a reminder page, is what you can look at it for yourself. I'm just reminding them about all the really cool, like impressive stuff that I'm doing to sell their house. Okay, so if you talked about knocking 1,000 doors, mention knocking 1,000 doors. Okay, whatever it is that you're really using there to blow, that's a lot of doors. Don't offer to knock 1,000 doors if I were you. Okay. Dan, what I want to cover, okay, really quick is what the next steps look like after we're complete here. Okay, so
Okay.
the first thing that we'll do, most likely for you, okay, is we're gonna need to get our staging consult. Okay, and then we're gonna need to get our FAM transformation contractor in here so we can start, picking everything out and get going. Okay, after that is gonna be the photography date. Okay, so we're gonna set up a date and time for photos and videos. And then ones after that will be open houses and showings. Okay, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, we can put dates to all this a little bit later. I always just like to give my clients, a little bit of look into the future. Okay. Okay, Dan, here are some reviews, okay, that our amazing clients have left for us. I'm extremely proud, okay, of the experiences that we've been able to create, for our clients thus far. Here I also have some photos, okay, of some past listings that we've done, okay, that are similar, some of our favorite ones.
Wow,
Okay,
great photography.
Carlsbad, okay, another one down in San Diego. We had some Great Orange County properties. That was a fun one. This one actually had a Jesus mural on the wall. Dana Point was a blast. Garden Grove. Here we get into some of our more luxury listings. Okay, Newport Beach, San Diego, Del Mar. Okay. Oh, that one come off? Cool. Okay. Dan, is there anything that I can clarify for you? Or does everything we covered, make sense?
No, it made total sense.
Okay, notice how I'm just like subliminally holding our, why am I spacing on the name? Core values, just right here in front of them as I'm asking about the next steps. Bam, I just whipping it up so it's right in front of them. Awesome, Dan. So is there anything I can clarify? And he's sitting there just reading integrity, gratitude, impact, service, empowerment, purpose, abundance. Pretty good mindset to be in when you start moving on to asking for commission, I would say. Okay. Okay, presenting price. This is where you guys move the guide aside and you start to bring out all the things that you just spent a lot of hard work researching on. Okay, AKA comps and why you should be getting the price, okay, that you want them to do. Now I'm gonna open this up. Okay, so Dan, we'll be entering into competition with other sellers who are gonna be competing for buyers in the market. Okay, so let's take a moment and discuss the pricing strategy that we need to win in this market. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Dan, I hear a lot of people ask, do you want speed or price? Why not both? With proper pricing, we can put the home in front of the most eyes and create a bidding war and find an extremely motivated buyer for your home. Okay. In preparing for our meeting, I actually created what I call comparative market analysis. Okay, this shows homes similar to yours that have recently sold or that are currently still on the market that really are direct competition. Okay, so I want to take a look at these with you together. Okay, let me plug in my computer really quick so it doesn't die. That would be good. Okay, this is where you guys start to go through, okay, your comps. You start to show them similar properties. Dan, so we can see this one here. Okay, this one here has a pool and it closed at 1.6. Okay, it has the same amount of bedrooms as you, same amount of square feet, but they added the pool, okay, in the backyard. This one just closed at 1.4. Okay, this one is a little bit more, it's not as nice. You've done a lot more work, okay, to the interior of yours. You can see they're a little bit behind, okay, where yours at. So Dan, based upon these, sorry, and here's another one that's priced at 145 that's extremely similar, okay, to the way your home sits right now. Okay, bam, bam, bam. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, exact bear. Okay, so both, Dan, based upon these three comparables, this one priced at 1.5, this one priced at 1.4, and this one priced at 1.6, what price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of the buyer and get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition that's on market?
I'd want 1.8, but 1.45 is more realistic.
Okay, so the goal is 1.8. In the FAM transformation, as we go over these, we may be able to get you there, but as it sits, the 1.45. Perfect. Okay, if we agree, move on. You guys, we don't need to talk about price more. If he doesn't agree, AKA what we talked about earlier, like with Stephanie, and he just said 1.8. Let's pretend he didn't say, 1.45. Okay. I'm going to go, Dan, what is the price that you absolutely must have?
1.7.
Okay. Based upon that price, okay, there's one important question I need you to answer for me.
Sure.
Okay. What is it about your home that makes you feel it is worth about $300,000 more than your
go in.
Mute. Oh, you can't mute. Muted it.
So Dan, what is it about your home that makes you feel it's worth $300,000 more than the competition?
I've got a nice ocean view, corner lot, and have the ADU in the back, and the inside of the main house is completely dialed out.
Okay. Dan, can I be direct with you?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. In the market we're in today, okay, having a completely dialed out, okay, inside of your house simply means you've brought your home up to the selling standard. Okay, right? Based on what we looked at.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm curious, did you dial in the inside of your home for your own enjoyment?
Of course.
Okay, did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it.
Okay, exactly. So if you were a buyer and you were looking at two homes, one that was priced at 1.4 and one that was priced, or sorry, 1.5 and one that was priced a little bit lower, okay, let's say 1.4, which one would you realistically choose?
You're back to the psychology thing you were telling me about. Probably the 1.4.
Okay, exactly. So in today's market, most buyers we work with tell us, okay, that they, just like you, would rather have the extra money to do exactly what they wanted based on their own style and taste. Okay. We also know we have more control once they fall in love with the home, just as you did, and can negotiate a higher price once they're emotionally attached to the home. But we need to create the opportunity for that to happen, like we talked about earlier. Okay. For that reason, I'm 100% confident in going on market, okay, at the 1.5, creating a bidding war and getting you your goal number of the 1.7. Does my reasoning for that price make sense?
Yeah, it does actually.
Okay. Boom. Let's move forwards. Okay. And you guys are signing papers. That's when you're essentially ditching this. Okay. And you're pulling out the worry-free listing. This is where you're now going over commissions. Okay. This is how I cover the worry-free listing page. I go right in. I don't go, hey, Dan, here's the worry-free listing page. I go, hey, Dan, thank you for going all that with me. Thank you for going through all that with me. Okay. What I'd like to do now is show you the best two options that you have available. Okay. First one is going to be the gold right here. Okay. Second one is going to be the platinum. Okay. The main difference between the two is going to be staging and the FAM transformation that we talked about. Okay. Because we both agreed your property needs, okay, a FAM transformation, and we are going to redo the bathrooms and a few minor other parts that you didn't get to. Okay. I suggest the platinum. Let me walk you through it. Okay.
Okay.
If sold with another agent, okay, in the MLS, it would be 6%. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay. If the buyer is represented by myself, okay, in the house, we drop it to 5%. Okay. In this situation, we believe our clients deserve to receive the discount. Does that make sense?
Can you explain that just a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. So Dan, what happens when we're doing these mega open houses and all of this aggressive active marketing, we actually come across a lot of buyers ourselves for properties. It's not uncommon that we also procure the buyer. So what we do for our homeowners and our clients is we actually offer a 1% discount when that does happen. Okay, so they're able to get a reward out of it as well.
So if I'm platinum, that goes down to 5.
Sorry?
If I'm platinum, I go down to 5 then?
Exactly. You get all the things in the platinum that we just talked about, except it would be dropped down to 5. Okay. Now, if by some chance you're able to procure a buyer on your own efforts, okay, we'll actually drop it down, drop the 5% down to 1%. Okay. And we'll handle all the paperwork and make sure it's a clean transaction. Essentially what happens is we step in as a transaction coordinator, okay, and handle all the paperwork for you so you make sure that everything's transferred properly. Okay. Dan, out of the gold and the platinum, which one makes the most sense to you?
What do you recommend?
Like we were speaking about earlier, okay, I believe that we should do the platinum. I do strongly believe that with the FAM transformation of redoing the bathrooms and redoing your ADU, I think that's what's going to bring you to your goal price of the 1.7. And I'm actually confident at that point of potentially maybe even breaking it. So Dan, my opinion would be to go with the platinum. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, just it all comes down to the numbers. I mean, you know, uh, we never really discussed the FAM transformation, how much that cost me. I mean,
Sure. So Dan, the FAM transformation actually is not in the platinum, that is included. So if we do a platinum listing, there's nothing extra that you pay or charge for a FAM transformation. Okay,
no
we
way.
have to come out with all of that out of our own pocket. And then all that happens is, let's say we put in $40,000, okay, to redo the entire ADU from top to humanly bottom and add a spaceship to the top of it. Okay. What happens is out of escrow, okay, they just send $40,000, okay, over to us. So there's no interest rate fees, there's no extra fees. If you do our platinum, it is completely included in that package.
Wow, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Well, so Dan, I'm extremely confident, okay, in the sale of your home. I love working with homeowners like yourself. I only have one last question for you. Dan, would you like me to be in your corner, accomplish your goals, and sell this home for you?
Yeah, I think you've sold me pretty well. Where do I sign?
Okay, you sign right here.
Good job. Woo!
Yeah, that's like a full top to bottom, run through there. Okay. This script is the one like you want hanging in your shower. This is the script you want to record yourself and listen to yourself in the car. Like, this is the one that you just get dialed in the back of your head. So like Kathy the other day when she went knocking and he goes, yeah, come in, give me a listing presentation. You go, all right, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready on the spot. I could do this right off the back of my head, no problem. A lot of this language in here and a lot of the questions I'm asking you guys here, okay, we're getting them to say yes to things. We know their answers to these. What it does is involve them in the conversation as well. Okay, if we only sit there and just spit all this information at him to go, Dan, does that make sense? Dan, do you agree that high level photography, here, what happens is we're agreeing this whole time through. And what it makes it is we're on the same page. Okay, that's what it's doing for us. Raise of hands. We don't have a ton of time here. I know we're a little bit over, but are there any questions about specific parts of the 7-step listing presentation? Dan.
On the first part where it's winning preparation checklist,
Yep.
should we have on there to send the why email before? Why fam?
Oh, right here. Sorry, I was thinking a little bit further down. Prep home materials, study local market guide, role play. Yes, you should. Thanks, Dan.
Are we going to incorporate training like one section per week?
Yep. This was just the first one. We just wanted to get at least just to see the whole thing so we know it's there. And now we're going to be chunking it down so we can get each section just really dialed in. Because otherwise that's a lot to cover each time.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So we're going to chunk it in the beginning. We'll start there and we'll work our way through every part that we're really confident in.
Can we have each person do a different, like you'll be I don't know, each person do a different, paragraph?
Yeah. We'll do a bunch of different types of role plays. You guys, this is also something, if you're practicing this script, okay, this is a good thing to bring to the morning role play, not the whole, listing presentation. But if you have like one section on there and you're like, hey, I'm getting stuck talking about the FAM transformation and explaining it properly. Perfect. Let's bring it to the role play. And then on the role play, we'll go over the right language to use. You can practice saying it, you can get going, but you're only going to know those sections if you role play this. Okay. And if you go through it just like crazy. Bill Pipes, okay, is an extremely expensive coach, like extremely expensive. Okay. You're paying about $10,000 to get on a Zoom with the guy if you want like one-on-one coaching. Okay. He hasn't done a listing presentation in like 25 years. Still to this day, he can read word for word his listing presentation on the spot. And it just comes out. The cadence, where he says things, walking around the home, every single inch of it, he can spit out in under 6 minutes. And he spits it out. And that's 25 years and he hasn't done a listing presentation. That's like the level of comfortability that if you guys get to, you are just blowing conversion out of the water. Okay, that is what separates the really high producing agents from the ones who are getting like a listing here and there from being in the house, is the ones who are extremely comfortable in the house. Okay, and how we're going to get comfortable is by knowing our language and knowing what to say for when they say something in return. And it's how to provide value, okay, to this homeowner. So we're going to be, once we get the office, we'll also be doing a lot of in-person, okay, role playing of this. I think it'll be extremely powerful, but this is also why it's extremely important for you guys to be here on Wednesdays. This is what we're covering, is how to get paid. I created all these opportunities. How do I now turn it into an actual opportunity for my business, my bank account? Okay, so these Wednesdays are extremely important, okay, to be on. Okay, I will let you guys go. Sorry, we went 11 minutes over. I just wanted to make sure we could get through the entire script, you know, top to bottom. You guys, this script is all linked for all of you guys in your team Slack channel under sellers. And it is called your 7-step seller discovery. I hope everybody has an absolutely amazing Wednesday. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you soon. I'll stay on for a second. Don't worry.
And Vince and Laura, if you guys could stay on.
I had a question,
Yes.
but I'll wait.
No, fire away, please.
The 1% buyer deal, when we bring a buyer to our listing, we give them a discount?
We do.
Is that
So,
correct?
yeah, so if you list, let's say, Kathy, I'm a homeowner, okay, and you sign me on a 5% listing agreement. If you then go meet some buyer at the open house, you know, and you're double ending it, we offer a 1% discount to our clients.
And Kathy, if you did not talk about this with your client and they didn't sign this, obviously use your best discretion. If you don't want to give them a discount, it's your choice. If you didn't agree to it up front.
Thank you.
If they're continuing to buy, sell, do we give them a discount? Or sell buy?
It was
Repeat
a
that.
0.5% on the buy side.
Okay. What if they're giving us 2 listings? And that's a serious question.
Yeah, I mean, it could be 0.5% on the second listing.
Yeah.
If it's the same time, then it could be quarter or.
And it comes out, Vince, situations like those, if somebody's doing like a double listing, I would ask, you know, like I'd call Franny, because there probably is situations where it makes sense to like drop 1% or something like that and give them like a, you know, a 4% or something. There are situations where it makes sense. So if you guys run into one of those and you're like, hey, my person's like, he's going to sell a house with me, but then he's going to like buy one over here and he's got another property to sell with me in Hawaii. And there's like all these things going on. Like, of course, we'll hook them up, you know, for being repeat clients essentially. So just bring it to either me or Francis if Francis isn't available, and, you know, we'll sit down and, you know, make sure that your clients are happy. You know, we'll make.
But we're not a discount brokerage, so don't go under 2%. You guys, please. It doesn't work.
No.
When you go under.
I give a lady
Exactly. That's why I
kind of a
don't
double
believe
listing
in it.
appointment in Oceanside, 2 blocks from the beach. Thank you, Brett, for finding that one that was close to the beach. Yeah, it was like a month ago. And we had a storm, and at any rate, met an Oceanside cop, and she wants to meet my wife, and she's got 2 Oceanside houses to sell, like a block from the beach.
Yeah.
And then purchase another. So that's why I asked. Like,
But also, Vinny, if they don't bring it up, don't bring it up. Like, you know, if they're talking about it, you're like, this is what we provide. If you want to, you know, you discount your services a lot real quick.
100%.
But so if they bring it up and ask, I would then say, you know, because if they don't ask, then, you know, but it's completely up to, it's case by case. Just don't go under 2%.
You know, my number one closing line, Vince,
What?
is when, and it just happened with our St. Lenny listing, the condo that we just signed. He's a repeat client, and I pitched him a full price, you know, listing presentation. I didn't give any discounts out in the beginning. And he goes, Zach, this is going to be such an easy house to sell. It's already staged because it was rented. It has really nice staging. It will be an easy sale. So he goes, would you be willing to do 4%? And we've done other transactions with them. I said, you know what, Mark? Because I value our relationship, yes, I am willing to do that for you. And it creates this like emotional moment of like, wow, where I don't get that same emotion where if I'm going through it and I'm talking with Dan, I'm like, Dan, because you're a repeat client of mine, I'm actually going to knock a percent, right off here already for you, just to make sure you're getting the best deal possible. What happens at the end is they still kind of want to, get their little thing, in their little like, oh, is there anything else you can do? Or, this or that, even if it's just mentally. So that's why I like to leave it for them. If they're blown away by this, they're like, wow, Vince, amazing. They're going to sign and go because they trust you and that. But if she's like, you know what, Vince, I thought you were going to cut me a deal.
Maybe the comp hookup. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 properties with you. I'm doing this. Awesome. What would make you feel comfortable? 4%. Okay. Because I really value our relationship, I think I can potentially make that happen for you. Let's see the homes, so I can see what we're working with. Or if you're already looking at the homes, and yeah, obviously you're good, but just make sure it's not like you're going to end up putting like 10x time into a listing that's really hard for the discount, also. But if she's in that area of Oceanside, they sound like pretty, legit listings,
Okay. Really nice.
That's like a perfect example, guys, of like the discount does make sense sometimes, but it's not needed. Like it's pretty rare that people ask us, like the only reason our guy Mark asked us, because every penny he gets out of that house is tax-free income for him. So like every $10,000 is just $10,000 directly into his pocket. So he was like, Zach, I'm buying a house with you. He's like, I'm going to sell my Vegas house for 2.4 million. I'm going to sell this one with you for 800. And he goes, then I want to take all that tax-free money and come buy another house with you here in San Clemente, like $2 to $3 million cash. And he already kept his word to us before by saying, hey, when I want to sell this place, I will call you. And he did. So I believe that he'll keep his word again, and he'll do it. And, he called us agents for life. So tell them to send you a text saying agents for life. Bam, discount.
I got a quick question, Brett, or not Brett, but well, Brett too. Well, they're both gone. Well, no, Brett's
Yeah,
back.
no, real quick, Dan, so I can let Vinny and Mama Laura go. I think we were our last 2 on your guys' ZXP contract. If you saw those in your emails, or maybe you're still thinking or working with Francis, but I just saw an email come back. I think those are the last 2. Francis, there was an email, we're waiting for someone on you, but Vince and Laura, I think we're the only ones that were waiting on them.
Already signed.
Awesome. I'll let her know.
I signed like early last week.
Okay.
Did something not go through?
They could just be mistaken. So I'll let them know you signed. And then I'll just confirm that wasn't Francis on her side, but I could have swore it was you and Mama were the only ones.
Yeah, it says 1 hour ago, Vince
Okay.
did not view or sign, so that's weird.
Yeah, you gave a reminder. I signed like that minute. So yeah, I don't know.
I'll let him know. Thank you.
Tell him to resend it out.
I'll resend it. I'll redo it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
I have a question for you, Brett. When are we going to get Linda to present for the team? Like next month?
June. Babe, try and get her for June 4th.
You mean Linda Sands?
Yeah, that one.
She lives in Oregon.
Oh shit.
We could get her on Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, what she's bringing to the table is pretty cool. And I think we're going to encounter a lot of that as a team. And what she's got are some pretty good options for tax deferment.
Yeah, she's definitely like, it's great. She doesn't even advertise. I literally found her on a dog website. She was hiding. And because she's a trustee, right? She doesn't want people to know that she does this and that she's out doing it. So she came back out of retirement. She taught Mr. Land Trust basically how to do land trust, and revamped his land trust. So yeah, we're psyched to have her at least be willing to kind of be in our pocket. It would be amazing to have her talk.
Yeah, it's just a totally new option to bring up to people. I think it's got a lot more legs.
As long as we do it through her, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're not like, I totally trust her 100% professionally and integrity wise, that if something goes, so she's not going to get involved in that. So I love that she is a reliable trust, especially when it comes to trust, that we can trust her crazy enough. Because there's a lot of weird stuff with trust out there, just to be clear.
There's so much weird stuff.
Yeah.
And she
Wait,
touched on
you guys,
something.
nobody knows what you're talking about. So let's like.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, we'll pick it up, Vinny. Besides that, Mama
It was
Laura,
just mind blowing.
Vinny,
It was a mind blowing 40 minutes with her yesterday.
I bet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Alyssa, Elise, Kathy, Dan.
Would I be able to pick up my flyers? I need a door knock today. I don't know if you were able to get it, or if not, it's okay. I'll try to figure it out.
I looked at them. They didn't look like they were done. I just went, let's get it. I'll get another eyes on them. And then, yeah, what time are you thinking?
Oh, whenever you're ready, no pressure, because I have to do some other stuff. So it's all, I'm just, I have to head out towards Seabreeze. So if I'm heading out, I could stop by your guys' house and pick them up.
Are they a
want
one
a
sheet
door knock.
flyer or is it a half sheet?
It's a half sheet.
Oh, perfect. So you'll just have to get them cut somewhere. You probably have to take them to like a FedEx or a Kinko to have them cut them.
Yeah, no worries. I can do it.
Zach,
Okay, Francis, I already replied to your messages. And all right, everybody.
Okay, bye. Bye, Kathy. Thanks,
Love
babe.
you guys. Bye.
Zach, I'm just confirming for our listing appointment tonight. Never mind. Buy, sell. So you're gonna handle the sell side and then I'll do the buy side? Okay, and then he's gonna confirm. I texted him right now. He said he's gonna let me know for sure by 4 or 5 because his wife, like their work schedules are opposite, but he's gonna confirm for sure at 4 or 5 tonight. So then I'll text you.
I have it on my calendar for 9, just to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for 9 p.m., but he's gonna let me know if we can for sure do it tonight, by 4 or 5.
What do you know what, just curious, off the top of my head, do you know what ethnicity he is?
Okay.
I'm
Just-
assuming he's Asian because his last name is Yang.
Okay, there we go. I was just wondering because it's so late. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, I know
Yeah,
it's super late. He's like, it's gonna be late, and I'm like, okay, how late? And he's like 9, and I was like, oh, okay. But he wants to sell his place and then buy a $3 million place in Newport or Laguna.
works for me.
So I was like, I can be there tonight for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can definitely be there.
Okay, perfect.
You know, if he confirms, if not, and if he says like, it's better to do like the actual presentation or something different, let me know and I'll still go just drop off the guides. Like a
Okay.
in a seller guide, like without obviously the commission sheets, you know, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The 100 things we do for sellers, 100 things we do for, like, I'll just drop that off for him. So
Okay.
he's like looking over that. So then when we go to the book, maybe it like, you know, kind of kicks him in the butt, you know.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. All right. I'll let you know. I'll put the CMA and everything for that then too.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Talk
See
to
you soon.
Dan the man.
I'll make it real quick on the buyer presentation, doing it on Zoom. Is there like a certain format you use? Will you show us how to do that sometime?
Yeah, so I just screen share my screen on Zoom. So like honestly, like I was just doing for the training, I just go to the buyer guide here in Slack. Okay, drag that out of the way. Okay, right here where it says buyer's guide,
Yeah,
takes me here. Okay, and I just click, you see this little down here, just like the present, you know, it's like this full screen button.
yeah,
I just click that.
okay,
I just run through it right here.
okay,
Yeah, just clicking. So Zoom, screen share. And then essentially just literally share the screen with your buyer's guide on this little present.
okay.
There.
Yeah, I haven't done one yet, but
Oh, whoa.
all mine's been in person.
Hey, that's great. In person's always better, you know, than Zoom.
Yep.
I like
Cool,
it. Let me stop sharing somehow.
cool, cool, cool. All right,
Okay.
guys.
Cool. Sounds
Appreciate it.
good. Talk to you later, Dan.
All right, later.
I need to call. Oh. Okay. How we doing?